Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel if you're here. Thank you for being here. Today I just want to talk about I want to talk a little bit about my journey with Jesus. I put in my description box on my page that this is where I want to talk about that journey and maybe plant a seed in you that maybe is not planted. So today I'm just going to share a little bit of my story with you guys. It is about 3:15 in the afternoon. I did not drink my coffee today, so I'm not going to because I work tomorrow during the day. I have a residency shift, so I'm not going to drink a coffee because if I do, I won't be able to go to sleep. I do have my VA energy though. It is blueberry pomegranate. This is kind of cool. So the energy in these are actually from the natural sugars in fruit. So this I usually drink about 3 a.m. just to make sure when I'm working so that my brain can be awake and alive and alert when I have to give a report and it's not just like a mess. So if you're a night nurse, highly recommend it about 3 o'clock in the morning. So my journey with Jesus started my freshman year of high school, really started then. So growing up as a young girl, my family was Catholic, so I was brought up in the Catholic religion. We didn't really go to church very often. I knew who God was. God was there in the bad times, not really the good times. He basically showed up at funerals, and that is my perception on it. This may not be your perception, but this is my perception. So freshman year of high school, my meme, so my grandmother, was really sick, had stage 4 colon cancer. Watched her go through that journey. She was diagnosed in July and she passed away in December. So in December, I was at kind of a low. It's like, okay, my grandmother just died. I have my family, but people can only help you heal so much. Jesus and God give it to them. So it was rough. So I was a freshman in high school. I had met my husband now in study hall the beginning of the next semester. So it was about January, and we had study hall together that semester. So I met him in study hall. In study hall, he asked me if I'd like to go on a missions trip with him to Vermont, to Rutland, Vermont. So I was like, sure. I was interested in missions trips, but not really for the right reasons. I was interested in missions trips to travel someplace that I hadn't traveled before. I'd never been to Vermont, so I was like, yeah, sure. I'd love to go to Vermont and see what Vermont's like. Also, Vermont on a church bus takes forever to get there. It was a long time ago, but I remember it. It was about 9 years ago that we went on this missions trip. So anyway, that's when I met him. And it's kind of fun, too. So anyway, we went to the missions trip. Time went on. We served these people in this really rough beat, drug-infested town. I remember cleaning up a bike path behind Walmart, and there was a lot of needles. There was a lot of cigarette butts. Guys, nothing is more frustrating than you cleaning a path, picking up cigarette butts. Obviously, we had gloves on. So one walks down the path and throws a cigarette butt. It's like, ooh, but guys, that is part of Jesus. Jesus gives a lot of grace. A lot of grace. So that's kind of the beginning of my journey. I remember it was more at the end of the week. We were doing devotions, and during the week in the morning there was a little piece of time that they would leave out for us to do devotion. So I was outside sitting against this brick building. I think it was actually a schoolhouse, but it was sitting against a brick building, and it was like a wave of love and grace that I have never felt before. And I just remember crying. I cried and cried and cried, and I remember in that moment I was saved. Really cool, but I remember it very vividly. So that was really cool. So as the week went on, I think it was the last day, and I really don't even remember much about the last day. I just remember that the last day we were there, we were in a room, and basically, I believe we were told to sit and pray And guys, when I prayed, I just cried. That's all I did. I don't even know if I prayed. I don't remember what I prayed, but I remember just being so overwhelmed and overcome with this emotion that I just cried. And I am a crier. If you know me, I am a crier. And it's not that I cry when I'm sad. I cry when I'm sad. I cry when I'm happy. I cry when I have a lot of joy. I just cry. So I remember sitting there and crying. And the tissues that I used, I was allergic to, so my eyeballs puffed right up. So it's not only that I was crying, so I stood out, but I couldn't barely open my eyes. So I had eyes I could barely see out, and my face was all red because I'm an ugly crier as well. And at the same time as my meme was passing my way, my dad was really sick mentally, so it was just really hard for me. I was getting judged by the things that other people were doing that reflected on me because I was basically guilty by association. It was pretty hard, pretty tough, embarrassing to go through. 15, 14-year-old girl trying to create her way and figure out who she is, and it's just like I took on a lot of other people's struggles. So as Jesus came into my life and I was able to fall back on that and on him and pray and give him everything that I had and not had to stress about it, it was just a relief that it was not me. It was not me. Jesus is part of me. Jesus, he saved me. He was graceful for me. He gave me joy in those hard times. Those times were a really, really rough part of my life, and I had to experience my rough part of my life as of right now when I was really young. So I had to grow up very fast. So Jesus is huge to me. He's a huge part of my life. I love him. I worship him. I cherish him. I hope if you know me personally, you know that about me. I don't like to tell people up front, yeah, I love Jesus. I'm a Jesus follower. I like people to see that within me. So it's not something that I jump to and I'm like, yeah, I go to church every Sunday, because I don't. That would be a lie. I don't go to church every Sunday. I wish I would go to church every Sunday, but I don't. But I'm not one to express my faith directly with, I love Jesus, I follow Jesus, because sometimes I think that is the biggest turn away for people. So I recently got this tattoo on my arm. I believe the vlog that's going up before this one is going to be the vlog of me getting my first tattoo. So this is my first tattoo. It will probably be my last. A one and done, but I've wanted this tattoo for a long time. It looks like there's a line right here just because it's still healing, so it's part of a scab that's about to fall off. So, but you're not supposed to pick them. Do not pick your tattoo scabs. It's bad for them. But, so this is a reminder for me. Your purpose on this earth is to follow Jesus, is to be Christ-like, is to give people the love, the hope, the grace that Jesus gives me. Guys, it is so easy to judge people. I'm guilty of it. I am guilty of it. And I pray that I would not judge people. But I do. And like I said, I'm guilty and I'm working on it. Guys, if you claim your flaws and work on your flaws, you will find out a lot about your person. You have flaws. We all have flaws, but bringing them into light and making sure that you as a person are working on them. I work on them with Jesus. Every day I go into work, I pray. One, because it's very stressful. And two, because there are some people that I work with that are very hard to work with, and it's very easy to judge and very easy to be harsh to them and not as understanding and kind of assume things about them. So I pray that I would be kind and gracious and remember to be kind and gracious all night long. Guys, that is difficult. That is so difficult. I've also told my husband on multiple times, I said, Cody, I'm going to stop paying for patience because God's giving me plenty of opportunities to use it, which is actually kind of funny because it's frustrating, but it helps you grow so much. So this is my reminder, my tattoo. I like how other people can see it, but I don't see it all the time. But like right now, since I have my viewfinder over here, I can see it, and it's a reminder of this is why I'm here. This is why Jesus placed me on this earth. And I think it's also kind of relatable too, because it is Christmas season. Guys, what is Christmas? It's the celebration of Jesus' birthday. So, baby Jesus is the reason that I have this tree here. My tree might mean something different than your tree. Sometimes, and I know people say this all the time and they beat it to death, what Christmas is about. Christmas is about being with family. Christmas is about worshiping Jesus, thanking your Savior, being gracious to people. And then right after Christmas, there's New Year's resolution. So what are your resolutions for the year? Or you can say, what is the person that I want to be next year? So through the month of December, I want to put up some more vlogs about my story, because that's just a little tiny clip of my walk with Jesus. So I will put a vlog up about New Year's resolution. Personally, what I'd like to do, set some goals, have you guys keep me accountable for those goals, and just really what type of person do I want to be within the next year. I also want to do a couple more videos about my journey with Jesus. If this is helpful to you guys, if you guys like to watch this, please remember to like and subscribe to my channel. Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down on my channel, depending on if you liked my content or not. This feels like it's getting rambly, but it's very important to me. So if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, please follow me at EmilyLife19 on Instagram. Love my Instagram. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening to me ramble. Like I said, this stuff is very important to me, and I don't express it enough. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. See you.